for a long time and many years to come. In the next few minutes, we will debut the newest automotive creations from Saleen and his talented team of performance engineers, builders, and craftsmen. But a point of business before we begin. For media members, we have flash drives that I'll be handing out. You give me a business card and I'll give you a flash drive. It contains all the press release information, a gallery of images, and also a very impressive video that we'll be showing you in the next few minutes. So to get things started, I give you the man himself, the founder of Saleen Automotive, Saleen.
Lancement officiel international de la Saleen One à Los Angeles.
Thank you, Cam. This is a really exciting day for myself and the company. I've been doing this for almost 35 years. In fact, so that was 45 years, I guess, I've been involved with the automotive. It was a good thing I started when I was 3, otherwise I would feel really old. But since then, we've created a lot of different vehicles, everything a lot of people know from Saleen Mustangs, SUV, somewhere between 25,000 to 30,000 vehicles. And it's really been quite a journey. And today will mark the first steps of a new journey that we're very excited about. But before I do that, I would like to introduce, we have really expanded our team at Saleen, and I would like to introduce our president of Saleen, Amy Boylan. Amy, raise your hand. And next to Amy, there she is. I would say stand up, but you are. So there we go. And then next to her is Evan Wojcicki, who is our CFO. Evan, you want to raise your hand? And then we also, if you happen to like what you see, head of sales is Derek Hall, is here somewhere. Derek, do you want to raise your hand? There he is. There's Derek over there. Well, anyway, to kind of start, as many of you know, the Saleen S7 made its debut up at Pebble Beach in 2000. It has gone on to where that was a ground-up design where we designed everything from the chassis to the aerodynamics to the body to the actual engine and drivetrain, all in-house at Saleen. It has gone on to be the most successful supercar made to date, in respect that its racing pedigree has won at every major racetrack in the world. And I'm talking from Shanghai, China, to Mount Fuji, Japan, Laguna Seca, Watkins Glen, Sebring, Daytona, and then throughout Europe, from Silverstone, England, Nürburgring, Germany, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and we were very successful, and we finally won the 24 hours.
Nous sommes en direct du dévoilement de la Saleen 1 à Los Angeles.
We decided about a year ago that we would reintroduce new Saleen S7s as a special Le Mans edition. And it was with that success that really had prompted us to do that. And as I mentioned, a year ago, we actually talked about doing it. So today, I would like to show the first Le Mans edition of the Saleen S7. Ladies?
Je m'excuse.
It's a very long car, so it takes 2 car covers. But this obviously is a mid-engine 2-seater sports car. We use chrome moly tubing with aluminum honeycomb reinforcement for the tub. It's a complete 100% carbon fiber autoclave body. The engine is a 7-liter engine of our own design. And that is where we get the name the S7. What's really unique about this, though, is the graphics. This has also a different...
Pour le moment, là, on nous présente une version Le Mans là, de la S7, un véhicule qui existe déjà, là, donc c'est rien de nouveau. On nous fait patienter là, pour le dévoilement là, de la Saleen One.
So we announced at the time that we would produce 1,000 horsepower on the vehicle, and that's on 91 octane California winter blend, which is the least potent gasoline as you can typically get. But because it's a special car, we also figured out how we could increase that horsepower by adding a higher octane, or if you're lucky enough or decide, you can even run E85 in it as a mixture. And because of that, that will boost the horsepower to 1,300 horsepower in a car that only weighs 2,850 pounds with the aerodynamics that is second to none. So I know that the world has escalated on horsepower and top speed. All I can tell you is that we'll wait and see how fast this will go on the top speed in the near future. So we also have part of our build team here is Steve Chamberlain. I wanted to acknowledge there's Steve as the head of our build team for doing that. And then also, and I haven't seen him, is the owner of this car has joined us, is Mark Stratum. Mark, are you around here somewhere? No, anyway, so he will take delivery of the car shortly after the auto show concludes. Next is about 3 years ago, we entered into an agreement on distribution and licensing with the Saleen vehicles with a partner in China. And that has worked out very well. So well that the partnership, the Chinese partner, has formed a new company in China that is called Jiangsu Saleen Automotive Technologies. And they are located in Shanghai area with their main offices, and the plant that they're putting is in Rugao, which is about 2 hours north of Shanghai. The intent that they're going to do is they are going to build, put in a full automotive plant in the Shanghai area to produce a lot of cars. And part of that effort was to get a head start on it. They had purchased the remnants of a defunct company called Ortega as their sports car, and had asked me to get involved with it to initially redesign the car. At first glance, and after we looked at it, we realized that it was not feasible to actually update the car. The car was over 10 years old, wouldn't pass certification, and there was a lot of different things that we felt would not work. So we decided that we would build a new ground-up car, and I was excited to get started on that. But before I get into that, I would like to introduce our partner and friend, Charles Wang, to come up and say a few words from Jiangsu Saleen Automotive Technology out of China. Charlie?
I'm very excited to be here to witness the debut of S1, a result of collaboration between Jiangsu Saleen Automotive Technology and my friend, partner, Steve Saleen. Steve is going to talk everything about the car. I'm going to talk about him. You know, Steve, most importantly, first of all, he's my partner and my mentor. He taught me how to race. Actually, I don't know whether he's lying or not. He said I'm a good one. We have been working together. I spent the past few years trying to introduce to the world's largest automotive market, China, the American supercars. And so far, we have making our ways. Obviously, Steve has made a huge contribution to that effort. I don't know what you guys think about Steve, but outside of the US, he has a huge name. He's considered as a leading legend of American supercars. Actually, he is China in our circle frames, in this very small racing community in China, Steve Saleen is considered as the century master designer of supercars. When we talk about supercars, we talk about Steve Saleen in China. And of course, when we talk about muscle cars, we talk about your friend Shelby, Harold Shelby. That again, and I'm very happy to be here. And as the chairman and CEO of Saleen, we will continue to cooperate with Steve Saleen to bring this world a lot more beautiful supercars. Thank you all.
Thank you, Charlie. So, our next reveal is again, there's been some pre-media, or today I guess we call it fake news, that this is not a Lotus, this is not a Ortega, and as one of the things I read, it's not even a Hyundai. We decided that we would do a completely new ground up. I knew exactly what we wanted to go with this, and we formed a very good team. At this point in time, I would like to introduce our team members. Our design team.
Donc, on est désolé, on pensait pas que ça serait long comme ça avant le dévoilement de la Saleen 1.
They can come on out. And this is that we have the middle gentleman there is Gary Regal. And Gary was our stylist on the exterior of the vehicle. Chris Shitera was our stylist on the interior. And John Hull had to put it all together in all of the CAD and then deal with me most of the time on that it wasn't good enough or that we needed to change that. But I want to thank these guys personally for a job well done that you will see shortly. Also, we had on our engineering team, the head of that was Eric Hatch. Eric, come on out. And we have Ben Tissel. And we also have Corey Davis. Corey just recently had a new addition in their family with a new baby boy, so he wasn't able to make it with us today. But Eric and Ben took care of all of the engineering and the chassis to help with doing that. I would like to acknowledge that Arturo Pereira is the head of our build team that builds really the best cars, with the help from his team and especially Abraham Morales, that contribute a lot to the overall design about what you're going to see. But before we see it, I would like everyone to turn around and look at our video wall for a little presentation.
Donc, je répète, là, nous sommes en direct là, du Salon de Los Angeles pour le dévoilement de la Saleen 1. Donc, bon, après là, plusieurs présentations, là, on va enfin là, nous la dévoiler, cette fameuse Saleen.
This is Saleen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the 2018 Saleen 1. As you can see, this is obviously a two-seater, mid-engine layout sports car. We feel that it's a sports car with supercar credentials. It is an all-aluminum tub. The body is 100% autoclave carbon fiber. It has a newly designed engine that we did in-house, which is actually a 2.5 liter. It's a turbocharged engine putting out 450 horsepower, 350 foot-pounds of torque. The weight of the car is just under 2,700 pounds. The power-to-weight ratio is one of the best in the world to compete with almost any supercar head-to-head. We also, as you can see, have very big brakes. We have a lot of rubber supplied by Continental. Under that, it has wishbone suspension. Interior-wise, it has a state-of-art interior with the latest in connectivity and high-end electronics. The color you see here is what we call beryllium, which is a copper color. The car meets all safety standards for North America, for Asia, and for Europe. From a performance standpoint, the car will accelerate from 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds. Quarter mile will be in the low 11 seconds. Top speed should be better than 180 miles an hour. Skid pad is 1.2 Gs, again, thanks to a lot of rubber in a very light car. The part that I really am the most proud of, though, is the price. The price as it goes on sale today, it was offering at retail, is $100,000 for a supercar of this level of performance. It's sort of like USA Today talked about in their article, is that you have a $100,000 supercar that you can buy starting today.
Donc voilà tout le monde, la toute nouvelle Saleen 1 en direct du Salon de Los Angeles.